Hello,
Hello.
friends. Welcome back to Talking Tandomness with Jenna and
Yep,
Curtis.
I really hope all of those sound the same.
I don't think they do.
Yours don't. I'm hoping mine do.
When we first started, my voice would get really, really high, so I'm trying to keep a steady voice now, if that makes any sense. But I still think I pitch
You
when I do
do.
that.
You do. Because I know
It's
exactly the
fine.
pitch you're talking about, and you do that a lot.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's we said hello, and then you
Story
were
for
saying
another day.
something. It's me and you.
Yeah, it's me and you. Oh, I was just gonna start with Do you have your days of the week ready?
I have my Monday ready.
Well, defeats the purpose.
Yeah, no, I have my Monday. When I do have a Friday this week. Um, Wednesday's always hard though. I do have them ready, I suppose.
Okay. I can go first and we can rotate
I never remember which way
if
we
you
do
want,
this.
because I know we
Do we
always
go
start
Friday,
with you.
Wednesday, Monday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Friday, Wednesday,
Friday,
Monday,
Wednesday, Monday.
alternating.
Okay. We never
For
do this
those that
right.
are just tuning in or just starting to listen, this is where we just go over the goods, the bads, and the okays of our week. I'm gonna start with my Friday. So, can you hear my cat?
I might have, but I don't know. I was kind of yawning while stretching. Really? Flurries.
Oh, so my Friday is going to be that. If you came from last episode, I was super down, depressed, and vulnerable in that episode, and I think I've kind of overcame that a little bit. Stress has calmed down, and I'm definitely going to the holiday season on a better mindset. I didn't really I wish I could be like, oh, I did this to get out of it, but I really just suffered for a couple days and let myself slowly acclimate to being getting better, if that makes sense.
Good for you. I didn't.
Yeah, that's probably the worst advice I can give because you never want to feel like you're suffering, but that's all I did.
Yeah. I'd like to say the same thing, but I think when
Really?
I texted you that I think it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. I guess my Friday was our work lunch. We had our holiday party. And that was fun.
Ooh, how'd it go?
Good. I can't disclose the topics that were brought up that I'd like
That's
to bring up.
okay.
Not because legally I can't, but because we have determined the content of this and it is not appropriate.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Only one. No, no, that's not true. You know the meme of the guy with the big thing who just sits on the side of the
Yes.
bed. That was shown. The bottom half.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
At your work lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we have different work
Oh, we
lunches.
have very different people we work with. Uh, I I do enjoy it, but it was very loud, and my entire team kind of got up and left at once because we were kind of overwhelmed by the loudness.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
so that was my Friday. It was fun.
I also had my work lunch this week, and something that I realized I was always raised to you help clean up,
Mm,
you help set up, and you clean up. It's just how it goes. And I've learned that in work events, not a lot of people do that. There's a lot of people that think being the first one to leave is good because you either get out of paying for it or cleaning up or helping set up, stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I feel guilty if I am not the one that's there throwing stuff in the trash and so on and so
oh yeah,
forth.
no, we just went to a restaurant, and then
Oh, that's good. We didn't do
yeah,
that.
and then as much as any of us would have paid, we never get to. Kind of hate
Do
it.
you do a holiday party dinner also?
No, we just do the like that. That is our holiday
Oh,
party. We did like White Elephant. Um,
yeah. We That's our department, and then we have a company wide holiday
oh no,
party.
we don't have a
That's
company thing.
after work.
No, we don't have a company thing.
Yeah, we had ours. Oh, what is this week? Last Wednesday was our company wide holiday party.
Hmm.
And something that I noticed last year, I had so much fun at the holiday party, but I think it was because I was new.
Yeah.
So it was me and three of my close work friends. We were all new, so we were just sitting there giggling, laughing, and drinking wine. And this year, I think there was a standard that we had to hold ourselves accountable to, and it wasn't as fun.
Yeah, I can see that. I kind of feel the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like last year I was a certain way of like, when it's just us, you still got to be professional to when it's just us. Topics come up that are not appropriate, and that's just kind of par for the course at this point. So it's really anything goes. As long as nobody dies, gets hurt, or
Yeah.
throws up,
Yeah.
everything's fine. Also, our summer party kind of cements that in place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was your
that was my
Friday.
Friday.
My Wednesday, which is just like your of the
Yep.
week, like it got you through. Um, this might seem like a Friday, but I'm gonna put it as a Wednesday. Honestly, it was just the lead up to Christmas or the holidays. So I have the next week and a half off. Um, so the process of just like getting to today, it was good because I knew that I had a week and a half off after, and I didn't have like a ton of work because it's the holiday season. But also like getting there was, I sat there today and it was a half day, so it was like 3.5 hours left,
Mm.
2.5 hours left, 20 minutes left. Like it was painful.
Yeah, no, I don't have any PTO.
Do you not?
I mean, I
We're gonna bring this
yeah,
up right
yeah, we're gonna
now.
bring this up now.
Do you
This
not
feels like a
have Yeah.
no. I have
do you, do you not have PTO, or are you not using your PTO? Are you losing your
no.
vacation?
I have like 160 hours.
Do they roll
Yeah,
over?
up to like
All of them.
up to like 250 hours.
Do you have 8 hour days or 7.5 hour
Eight.
days?
I get
So you have 20 vacation days that are rolling over.
no. I get more than that. I get 20 days a year, or not 20 days. I get yeah. No, I get 20. I get 4 weeks a year.
A,
What?
bonkers. I said A, like I'm
Mhm.
gonna list them out. A, bonkers
Mhm.
that you get 20 days
It's
a
like
year as
22.
a level almost one. Um, B, the fact that you're not using your vacation days drives me
I don't have
nuts.
anything to use it for. What do you want me to use
Just
it
take
for?
a day off.
Why would I do that?
Take a day off. Why wouldn't you do it? All of the executives do it.
I don't have anything to do. I'm just gonna sit in the same place I would sit, just not look at my computer.
Yeah, sometimes you need that.
No, I hate it because then I
Let me tell you, do I need to take the next week and a half off? Absolutely not. I don't need. I should be working Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Am I going to? No, because I know I deserve those days, and I know that there's nothing gonna get done. You're getting paid. It's paid time off. You're supposed to take
all right,
vacation
but let me
days.
go back to what you just said. There's nothing that's gonna get done. So why would I waste PTO on days where nothing's gonna happen?
Why are you ever gonna use it? I
Yeah.
think I think that counteracts the point because you use it because your brain mentally. I'm like stuttering so bad. Your your brain mentally needs to. Oh my
Did I piss you
god.
off that much?
No, no. I've been stuttering a lot recently. It's like coming back into the works. Um, but every time I stutter, I address it so it like makes it less bad. Um, everyone needs a day off, whether you're doing
Mhm.
anything with your day or not. You're given this amount of days because the stress you're put under at your job. If you don't take them, like eventually you're gonna get to a point that you're gonna have too many that you can't take it, and you're gonna lose a bunch because they're not gonna roll over that amount every year. When you get to 100 days, they're gonna laugh in your face.
Well, no, I roll over up to like
So
I want to
next
say
year you're gonna have
270.
46 days
I mean,
of paid
I've
time off.
used a week, like a week and a half, I think, since I started a year and a half ago. Um, but I think it's 273 hours I can roll over, and then once I hit my 3 year mark, I can sell up to 80 hours a year.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer in use your
Oh
vacation.
no, do want to use my vacation. I just don't see a reason to. And I know you're saying like, but I already get enough. I already get enough crap for just working from home. So if I just take a day off, then it's just gonna be like, why are you
From
taking a
your
day off? Yeah,
parents?
more specific, my mom.
Yeah,
It's gonna
my
be like,
mom was
why are you
like,
taking a day off when you don't do anything to begin
my
with?
mom was like, take it, use it, and don't think twice.
No, I do plan to use some of it this winter, hopefully, if we get snow, um, to go snowboarding during the week when there's like nobody, and
Hmm.
then do that. And then if enjoy that, I'll do it a couple more times. But I don't have anything to do.
I just don't think you need something to do to take your vacation days.
I do because why would, if, let's say, well, I know I have a couple trips coming up this year, that are extended, so I know I need probably at least 2 weeks for those. So I don't want to use well, I don't have
You
a lot.
get 22 days a
Yeah,
year. So you need 10
yeah.
days of vacation. That means you have another
Plus if
12
we
that
go
you can
somewhere.
use. You have another 12 days that you can use.
Yeah, but if I need it
Now
for
you're going to have
track,
another. I just I think that's boggles my mind. To those listening, like use your vacation
No, I
days.
agree. Use
Know it.
them. Don't lose
I
them.
saw this thing.
But
I saw this thing that was like, you not using your vacation days is not going to make or break you getting the raise.
no, I don't disagree with that.
Because they're not gonna look at you and be like, oh, you never used your vacation. Yeah, she deserves the promotion. They don't think of it
No,
that
I
way
know.
because all of the executives are using it.
But I'm also looking at it like days like today where I could have taken PTO and done nothing today, or I could have saved my day of PTO and done nothing today because there was nothing to do.
Also, a company that rolls over 20 days is wild.
We roll
We
over
roll
like
over 10.
60.
We roll over 10.
Yeah. No.
And you don't get payout. Like, you only can roll over 10.
No, we don't get payout until we've been there for 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years is a long
Yeah,
time.
tell me about it.
Okay, that was getting off my soapbox about time,
Hmm.
paid time. What is your Wednesday?
My Wednesday, um, it's kind of another Monday, but it's more not Monday. Work has been weird because I feel like I don't know what's going on, but my manager
Explain weird.
is like, I don't know. We're reorganizing, but it's not like officially been announced yet. It's just been kind of like mentioned in passing,
Mhm.
and I feel like I'm behind and under the eight ball because I've never really been taught what I'm supposed to do, but I know enough to like get by as if I do, but I don't know
I think
everything I
that's a
should.
common feeling.
Well, it's not just a feeling, I know it. Because my manager,
I think it's being young in your career, you underestimate what you can do. So in your brain, you think like I'm just doing what I need to skate by type thing, or like I'm still learning, but like you're still at the stage of your career where you're supposed to be learning.
so my manager did say to me this week, um, that she's giving me a little more leeway because of my prior support than she normally would.
Oh.
Yeah, so that doesn't help. And then as I kind of texted you about, I'm worried that we might be going towards layoffs, which I'm probably the first one cut.
Yeah, it's low man on the totem pole. I was thinking that the other day too.
I'm not even like low man. I just have the least amount of work
Yeah. I
because I got
I
screwed.
think we're going into like, I wouldn't say one of the worst job markets because it's not a bad job market. It's a bad job market if you don't have prior experience.
Hmm.
And I'm starting to notice, not I'm kind of mentioned it to my coworkers. I just want to see what's out there. Not that I'm leaving my company, but I just want to like, you always window shop because I think it's very
Hmm.
important to window shop. And every entry level job experience thing says you need 5 years. It says you need 6 years.
Hmm.
I applied to a job and they answered. I applied to an entry level business systems analyst position, which is supposed to be for people right out of college. They answered
Yep.
me saying that I with my 2 years of experience and a full time internship, that I don't have enough experience and that they can offer me another internship at their company. An internship.
Yeah, and nobody believes it.
Yeah. So, and and all of these low man in the totem pole positions are getting cut from companies. Like we see it on LinkedIn every day. It's like another person we graduated
Hmm.
college with is getting laid off.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I did try to ask. I got a out of it. Um, so I don't know where that's going. So that was kind of my Wednesday.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be cut. I don't think we're going towards layoffs because it doesn't make sense. I think we're just reorganizing who has what departments because I don't know. Well, I think there's some movement and just stuff that's going on since our team manager
Mhm.
left. Um, but I don't know. I would just like some consistency in what I have for coverage wise. But yeah, that's my Wednesday.
Yeah. I
So,
think that's a topic that's gonna spiral through all of like LinkedIn posts and stuff very shortly, because I
mhm.
think you see it all the time where it's like, um, I'm trying to put my words together and think clearly before I say something out there. You see it all the time, like entry level jobs are getting harder and harder to get, and that you have to like essentially sell yourself and shoot for the higher positions in order just to get in at a company. And then when you get in, like, you have to stay there because you need that experience. And I think it's showing more and more now that our grades are trying to, if that makes any sense.
Kind of.
Like, now that I would say our grade's a perfect year for it because we're at that 2 year mark where we've all been in our careers for 2 years, which I don't know, like, I think 2 years you get a like, maybe it's just the way that I work, but 2 years you get a significant amount of experience in. I would say hitting two, or maybe we're at a year and a half, but I would say 2 years.
We're at a year and
I
a
would
half.
say 2 years, like, you're at the point that you can look for other jobs and, like, you should be qualified. But now we're at 2 years and everyone's saying, no, you have to go back to internship level because you're not qualified enough. It's like they're not willing to take the risk on a young talent, which is just sad because
Yeah.
if you don't take the risk on young talent, you're never going to find talent. Like, we're the next generation.
Well, I mean, unlike you who had an internship, it took me 7 months plus to find this
Yeah.
job. Like, I I'm terrified of having to try to find another without that 3 years because what I see in my field is 3 years. Like that's anything business related is like 3 years of experience minimum for an entry level position, which makes no sense. But that's what it is. And then my aunt was saying, and I take anything she says with a grain of salt because she doesn't really understand us or anything, but she thinks she does because she thinks she's hip. Um, she does. She thinks she's hip. Um, she's like, oh, these young kids today, they're not worried about losing their job because they have savings and they're okay, like, going unemployed for a few months.
No. No.
No, we're
No.
not.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're insane. Maybe like the ones in their 30s who have an established career. Not my
Yeah,
generation.
even that, like,
Not my class.
yeah, I work with, see, I think it depends on who I talk to because when I talk to the women that I work with, a lot of them are like,
Mhm.
I'm busting my butt to just make ends meet right now. And, like, not that I don't want to say that my company doesn't pay well, but, like, a lot of the women are
Mhm.
still thinking, like, I'm just putting food on the table with my families. But a lot of the men that I know in my company that are a lot higher, like, that are not higher, but, like, in their 30s, say that they're like,
Mhm.
when you get in your 30s, pause, take your MBA, like, take 2 years off in your workforce, like, that's what they say. So I think not that gender comes into a huge role in it, but I think it is a factor when I talk to people in the workforce right now.
Well, I think one question I would have to that topic is like, what's the family situation? Like, do the men have families and
Yeah,
kids, or is it only the women?
yeah, yeah. They have families, they have kids. A bunch of them are expecting. Like, they're all kind of like the same boat. And the advice that the men give me for my career, the women are
Mhm.
like, climb the ladder as fast as you can and do the best you can to get those raises because in the long run they impact it. And that's the advice they give. They're like, by the time you're 30 something, like 33 or 30 something, you want to be making a decent amount of money cuz you're going to want to be able to provide for your family. And the men are like, when you turn
Mhm.
35, that's when you get your MBA. Pause, take time off, take your life then. And I'm like, 35 is really old to stop working and not have an income.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's that's like an interesting. I feel like there has to be some study on, like, why that would be that way. But I feel like that's such a
Mhm.
crazy perspective because I've never ever in my entire life have been given the advice of pause, stop your career to get your MBA. Everyone always says do the executive program or like the part-time route where you do it while you're working.
Yeah. No, and I feel like that makes more sense. It makes more sense in my head to do it while you're
Yeah.
working. Granted, it's harder, but you're not losing anything
Yeah.
other than time.
I don't know. It's like I could go in circles on the topics of work.
Mhm.
Um I'm going to jump back cuz we didn't do Mondays yet. My Monday like, I wouldn't say it was a good week, but I'm like getting back into the flow, so I don't have like anything that honestly I did not I'm my body is feeling like garbage. That's going to be my Monday.
Mine too.
I think it's not even I think I know what it is. It's that time of the year where like you're taking care of your body, but not to the level you're supposed to. So like, I'm still going to the gym and I'm still drinking my water, but like I'm eating more dairy and I'm eating more junk food and like it's just that 2 week period that you're just in a bad spot. That's where I am. So I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, my stomach hurts so bad, and it's 7 a.m.
Well, I'm not that kind of pain. My body, I was thinking it today. My shoulders are like really tight for some
Do you
reason,
have one of the
and they just hurt.
gums? Got like
I do have a massage
okay.
gun.
Do you use it?
I haven't used. No, I haven't because it feels like it's like under my shoulders and like more at my joints.
Oh, is it like in your
So
armpit? Like
now I'm
is it
thinking
your
about it's
lymph node in your armpit?
no, it's like the top of my shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. Um, because of that. But yeah, no, I've on the topic of taking care of myself, which I haven't been doing. They were like 3 days this week where I ate a single meal in a day.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
I just wasn't hungry. I did go to the gym this week, so I was taking care of myself. I haven't gotten much sleep this week. I haven't been getting much sleep recently,
That's that. This is what I'm
but
saying. Like you go to the gym and like you're not taking care of your body, but like you're not
hmm
doing well.
oh, I haven't talked to you since I went to the doctor's.
Oh no.
Um,
Is
no,
this
it's
allowed to
fine.
be
I just gotta get
online?
blood work done.
Do
Yeah,
you have
no,
high
no, this is fine. This
cholesterol?
is fine. No, I don't have
Okay.
high. I don't have high cholesterol. Um, I have average high cholesterol. So basically, what everybody has.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what my doctor said. Is that you have.
You're
I mean,
normal.
your cholesterol is
Yeah.
higher. Yeah, it's higher than like where we would like it to be, but you're average. I was like, okay, cool. So I don't need to do anything. He goes, no, you're fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Um, no, he just wants to get what is it, like
Mhm.
kidneys, liver, and then something else checked with my blood work. Um, he just likes to do that once a year to make sure everything's fine. So it's not like there's anything bad. He just wants to get
When
it
I got my
checked.
liver, when I got that
Um,
test done, she came back and she was
mhm.
like, "Your kidneys are good, your lungs are good, yada yada yada." And she goes,
I remember
"Are
this
you
conversation.
do you drink alcohol excessively?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Do you take pills excessively?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Your liver
Yeah.
is not good." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Whoops. So I worked on that for like a year. I haven't gotten it tested since, but I feel like it's better.
Well, that's good. Maybe you can get it retested this year.
I haven't. That's a whole story for another time. I have to
No.
schedule I
Okay
have to
then.
schedule my doctor's appointments and I just refuse. So there's 3 different doctors that I'm supposed to be going to every year for an annual, and I haven't scheduled one of them.
Mhm. Good
Yeah,
job.
it's one of those.
Good job.
Okay, what's your Monday?
Um, my Monday. Oh, my Monday is yesterday. Uh, let's see.
Details.
Let's start at the beginning of my day. So I go to bed the night before, and I'm like, you know what? I know it's late, but I'm gonna be good, and I'm gonna set my alarm for 7:50, so I have a little bit more time to get up, and I'll be downstairs on my computer early. All right,
Oh, you
that's my
did text
plan.
me about this.
I
Okay,
texted you about my
keep
day
going.
yesterday. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, 7:50. I'll get up early. I'll start my day early, and you know what? I'll just be really good tomorrow about getting my work done. So I go to sleep. 7:50 a.m. set my alarm for. 9:19 my alarm goes off. I hit the actually it might have gone off a little bit earlier. It might have gone off at like 9. Hit the button, roll over, go back to sleep because I'm like I like roll over, close my eyes because I know it's 7:50. In my head it's 7:50. Like it's 7:50. I did this. All right, I have a little bit more time to lay here. Whatever. Close my eyes. I think I like pass out for 5 minutes. My alarm goes off again. I roll over. I click it. I see my clock next to my bed say 9:19, and I go, oh crud. I jump out of bed. That late panic that you get. And I'm like, I hope I didn't miss anything. I open up my phone, I check my calendar. I'm like, all right, I haven't missed anything. Scroll down through all my notifications. Nobody's messaged me directly. Just an email from half an hour ago. That's easy enough to just say I wasn't answering it yet. So I was fine. But I don't know why my phone didn't go off until 2 hours late, until like an hour later.
Were you just snoozing it for like 2 hours?
I couldn't have been. I don't remember waking up unless I did it in my sleep.
Hmm.
Like I have no idea what happened.
Were you like maybe you were like in
So
such a deep sleep that the alarm went off for the whole like 3 minutes that it's supposed to, and then it reset itself.
it it could have. I mean, I didn't go to bed till like 2:30. So
Jeez.
um yeah. When I tell you I haven't been going to bed, I've just been like refusing to go to bed, which I can go into that part a little bit.
Refusing to go to
Cause
bed?
not like refusing to go to bed, but I just don't have the motivation to like walk upstairs to go to bed. So I'll, like stall by like watching something on my computer and then like going up to lay on my couch and watch TikTok and then eventually meandering my way upstairs to shower and then go to bed. And one of the things I heard is like about like feeling like you have control, and if you feel like you don't have control, you do things like staying up later, which I kind of feel. I understand. It's like the one thing you can control.
Yeah.
So I just don't sleep. I don't do it on purpose. I just I just don't want to go
I
to
was gonna
sleep.
say maybe start setting a deadline like at I was gonna say 10 o'clock, but it's already 10 o'clock. At like 10 o'clock
10.
on a weekday, like make it so you have to be like make it to the living room couch, and then give yourself till 11 to make it upstairs, and like start slowly tracking it down so it's not 2:30 you going to bed, but it's you like start chipping away at
Hell
time.
yeah.
'Cause, I mean, as a human, you need more than 5 hours of sleep to process. Yeah.
5. Yeah, so woke up, went about the rest of my day. Nothing really major happened. Um like during my work day, whatever. I was actually feeling really good about it because I was like, all right, you know what? I woke up late, but I haven't had a mess with my manager today. And the past couple days, I've had to like talk to her a lot about stuff.
Mhm.
So like, I haven't had a messenger today. It's a good day. You know, maybe I'll message her. And maybe I'm like, I'm gonna chalk this up as a win. I haven't had to ask her anything. I haven't even had a message her. I haven't talked to her in a call. Nothing. I'm like, this is perfect. Not an email to her. Perfect. Like I didn't mess up anything. No reason to ask her a question. No reason for her to ask me a question. Not that I do anything wrong, but I always get worried whenever I get messages of, "Hey, let me know when you have a minute."
Yeah.
Not that I do anything wrong, but the panic
Yeah,
sets in.
it's like when you get the hi Curtis message and it's like, "Oh my god, who is this person messaging me and what do they want to message me for?"
Yeah. So I gets to be about 3 o'clock. I was washing my sheets yesterday. I go upstairs to get my sheets out of the washer, put them in. I go upstairs to switch my sheets over because I had forgotten one of my sheet. I'd forgotten my top sheet,
Mhm.
not my comfort, but my top sheet under a pillow somehow on my bed when I took everything off. So I washed everything except that. So I went up. I had gone upstairs to get that, thrown that in the washer by itself, then threw everything else in the dryer. So I was going up to take things out of the dryer and put that in the washer because it had been like an hour. Um, and I was like, okay. And as I'm like getting ready to go upstairs, I hear a knock at her door, and I'm like, all right, well, who's knocking? Um, my sister gets like over towards the door before me. She's looking at me, and she goes, I don't know who it is. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm thinking it's Christmas time, so maybe it's like the people who walk around your neighborhood and like, oh, will you pray with us? So I'm like, I'm not answering the door. So like I kind of like sneak over the door because I don't see anybody. They're just short. Um, and then I see the top of a head, and I'm like, oh crud. So I duck behind like the entryway closet there because you can kind of hide from the door so they don't see me. So I don't like keep knocking, and then they keep knocking, they keep knocking,
Curtis, are
stop
you
for a
scared to
second, and
answer
then
the
they knock
fucking door?
again.
Are you scared? Whoa.
No,
Are you scared to answer
I'm
the
not
door?
scared. I'm not scared. I just don't want to deal with the people who ask me to pray.
We don't have those. Are you talking about Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, no, there's a couple of different religions around here that like go door to door and like, oh,
After
this is our
after you
religion.
finish
Will
telling
you?
your story, I want to tell my story about
Hmm.
the reason I no longer answer my house door. But it's
I just also don't want to deal with
the
people.
past a minute and a half. It just sounds like you are absolutely terrified to answer a door.
Oh no, I'm not ever
So
terrified to
you just
answer the
don't want to
door. I
listen to
just don't
someone.
like
Yeah, you
answering the
don't
door.
want to have to pray with people.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to interact with random
Fair.
people.
Okay.
So I just don't answer the door, or I try to see who's out there. And if I don't know who it is, I don't answer the door because why would I answer the door? Go away. Um, so eventually they stop, and I kind of like peek over the door. I see they're not there anymore, so I walk over to our front window and kind of look out. And my mom's coming up the street, and they're talking to her because she's
Coming up the
guessing she saw them walk.
like front path.
Yeah, they're like walking down
Yeah.
our pathway, and she must have seen him stop to talk to him. She comes in and goes, and we're like, "Who was that?" She goes, "Curtis, somebody hit your car." I was like, "Oh man." So
Hit
I go
your
outside.
car.
Yeah, I hit my car. Um, I go outside. Turns out to be the one neighbor down the street who was on the track team this year.
And for everyone that
She
hasn't
just got
listened
her
to the
car.
start of the first couple episodes,
Oh yeah,
Curtis is a track coach at his high school.
correct.
So one of his
so
athletes is what I'm hearing.
yeah, yeah. She hit my car.
Did she know you lived
Gets
there?
funnier. Yeah, no, they know I live there.
Does she know it was your car?
I'm guessing. Because they did play Jake Curtis, and I'm going to call his name out because it's the only way you can understand it. They played Jake Curtis, which is Duck Duck Goose, but if you get caught, you go in Curtis's trunk.
Yes, we did. I think we have explained this in a past episode.
We've talked about
Yes.
this, yeah. But for those who did not hear it, so I'm like, all right, it's whatever. Like, I'm not mad. My car is drivable, but she just got a new car 2 days ago, and then did that. So that's fun. My mom was like, "Oh, you're so brave for coming and saying that and like doing all this." I'm like, "Mom, just shut up. Stop bringing it up." It's like that is so brave of her to do. I'm like, just stop. But her mom's like, "Nope, she's gonna be paying for it. She she doesn't have a choice. She's gonna pay for
Is
it."
it that bad?
Well, I need a new front driver's side headlight. My entire front bumper is probably gonna need to be replaced. I know I sent you the pictures, but what you might be able to see, um, in the I don't even know which one, in the one like more directly of like my headlight with the front of my car on the left, you can kind of see it, but it's pushed back.
Yeah.
It's like right next to the headlight, it's pushed back under the hood. It's like the nail of my thumb pushed back underneath
Mhm.
it. The other side's barely pushed, like is in, just because of how it's built, but not that
Yeah.
much. It's a good half inch under my hood,
Okay.
and then it's scratched pretty bad. Well, not pretty bad, but I mean it's damaged,
Oh, jeez.
and then it might have popped out over the wheel, but it's
So
not
that was like the icing on the
that
cake.
popped out. Yeah, yeah. I did remember my headphones though when I went to the gym, so that was good. I didn't do that one again. That would have been a turnaround for me. I would not have. I would
Given
not
up.
have gone into the gym. I would have yeah. I would have turned around and gone home. But yeah, no, that was my Monday.
I was gonna explain. I was like, what was trying to think of what I was gonna say. The reason I don't answer my family door anymore is someone was knocking on my door. I was working, and it was. Do you know when you're like getting ready to go on a remote call and you have like let's say the call is 30 like it's at like 1:30 and it's like 1:28 and you're kind of tweaking because you have to like prep for the call but also like mentally prepare to get on a call. Does that make sense? It's usually
Yeah.
2 to 3
No,
minutes
I
before.
understand what you mean.
So it was like, let's say it was at 1:30. It was like 1:27 and my doorbell starts to ring and my dad was sleeping and I was the only other person home, like alone home. So I went to the
Mhm.
front door and I answered it because I'm a good child. So I answered the door and I'm like, "Hi, like how can I help you?" And the guy's like, "I'm selling gutters and yada yada yada." And he's talking and I know I have 2 minutes before my boss is calling me at the top of that stairs and I have to be up there prepared to answer this call. So I'm like, I'm trying to like focus and he's talking and he turns and he goes, "Are you going to buy my service?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Are you even listening to what I'm saying?" And I was like, "I have a work call that's going to start any minute. Like, I have to go." And he was like, "Oh, you're useless," and closed my door. Like, I was standing there, he closed it.
That's why I don't answer the door. I don't want to talk to that
After
guy.
that point, I was like, I am no longer answering any door in my household.
I like you just answered my point of why would you not answer the door? That's why, because it's a door-to-door salesman.
Yeah, well, he was ringing the doorbell. My dad was sleeping.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, what am I gonna do? Tell him, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna buy anything. This isn't my house. Well, you're inside. Not my house. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna tell him it's not my house. Squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights.
But yeah. So
Jeez.
that's this was a fun day.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so the point about not messaging my manager, I then had to message my manager as I was trying to make appointments to get my car to get quotes for my car to be repaired. Um, so I made it almost my entire day till 3:30 until had to tell her until I had to message her, hey, so my car just got hit. Um, would I be able to go to an appointment on the 4th at 11 o'clock?
Oh my gosh.
And she sends me back, OMG, was it parked? She goes, whatever you need, whenever, like just
Yeah.
go.
She probably thinks you
I
were in a
was
car
like, cool,
accident.
thanks. Well, she then messages me when I get to the gym, and she's like, so was your car like parked or was it like an accident? I go, no, my car was parked. I mean, I was a little bit, I was out from the curb, probably more than I should have, but it still doesn't explain why she took the turn so tight.
Blame it on that.
No, no, like legitimately. She took the turn like I don't know. Maybe she's not used to the bigger. Maybe it's a bigger car. She's not used to it. That's the only explanation I can come up with. But it doesn't like she. There's
As someone that's been in quite a few car accidents, I can understand her pain of not knowing anything.
well, but like this isn't a car accident. This is hitting a stationary object.
Curtis.
Yeah,
Curtis. I
Jenna.
need you to stop there. I have hit a parked car. So I get her struggle.
Yeah.
I get her struggles.
Here's the other thing. So she's coming down an alley. I don't know why she was in the alley.
There's an alley
Or
near your
she's turning up.
house?
Yeah, I live right on an alley. So she's coming out of the alley, turning up my street. She lives down the street from me.
I'm now searching your location.
I can walk you through exactly how this
No,
happened.
I don't need you to, but I am just.
Yeah, no, it was. Um, then the more I think about it, the less I understand what happened.
Honestly, you probably don't want to know what happens. You just want your car fixed.
I do, and I'm not really worried about it since it can drive and it's all cosmetic damage. But it drives, which is the most important thing. Um,
Oh, jeez.
oh,
Do you got anything else? I feel like I thought about something to talk
um,
about, but I can't remember.
I always feel like that, and I always forget to make notes.
I always forget to make notes because I'm like, it'll
Um,
come up in our conversations because we're like making this like normal conversations now.
yeah, that's why I don't like to make notes
I would
anymore.
like to bring up the fact, and this is staying in the episode because she is in the house and is probably
Uh-huh.
hearing me in the kitchen, but my sister did find the podcast. It is
Oh
all my
yeah, no,
fault,
that's fun.
listeners. Watch who you give your Spotify to.
Yeah, no, don't share.
But,
Um,
I mean, it's fine. She said she was supportive of it.
that's
It
good.
also
I
came
don't
out.
think she listened
It
to
also
any of
came
it.
out at work that I have a podcast.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why we have to watch what
Oh
I say
no.
now. But
Oh.
I don't tell like I'm I'm supportive of what we do, but I work with a lot of older
Mhm.
people that don't understand the purpose of the podcast. So they were like, "Oh, I remember we wanted to talk about. My brain is scattered. We wanted to talk about me getting brought up on video gaming and
Oh
movies."
yeah.
But
Um,
wait, let me
I will
finish
give you
my
this one good
let me
tidbit though.
finish my
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
part
We'll go
before
on
I
this
start.
topic and then we'll.
So we were talking about money and like it came up how like influencers make easy money, and I said
Mhm.
I started like a little project on the side that I learned the hard way that what influencers do is not easy. Editing a podcast is a lot harder than it looks, and it's a lot more time consuming than it looks. I said an hour
Really?
podcast should take an hour to edit. No. Wrong. To the listeners, it takes me a very long time to edit. But they were like, what kind of project did you start? And I was like, oh, it's just something in my free time. Like, I'm trying to, like, do something that I love in my free time. And the one guy looks me dead in the face and goes, what, did you start a podcast? And I was like, huh? And he was like, let me guess, you started a podcast. So I was like, yeah, that's the project. Thanks for outing me here. But he was like, they were like, what do you talk about? Books? Like, do you review books on your podcast? But they're in their 30s, so for them, like, they don't understand the purpose of, like, what our generation goes through. And I feel like this podcast is very dictated towards 20-year-olds. Like,
Yeah.
us having a goal of, like, helping people and, like, making people feel less alone. He was like, explain what the idea was. So I was like, I feel like I've been put on the earth to, like, help people, and I want to help. I want to create an environment where people that feel lonely or depressed or need a friend, I want them to be able to come to us and be like, I know, listen to this podcast, that I feel like they're my friends. And he was like, he was very confused with the concept. And I was like, if you've never struggled with mental illness or never struggled with feeling alone, you're not going to understand it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, you could do your whole segment
Um,
thing.
all right, so we're back now because
Yeah, you do that. That's my biggest pet peeve. I
um,
cut all of those out. When we use the word
I hate that. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
It's so funny when we do
Um,
though. And you admitted it was funny.
yes, we're jumping from. So before the episode, we were discussing how something about Curtis's video games, and I said people keep trying to talk about video games and movies, and
We were talking about my
Curtis
mouse
made me
and how I can
pause the
change the speed of
conversation
it.
to save it for the episode. This is probably what we're ending on because we're like 45 minutes deep.
Yeah, why would I not have you save it? We struggle with topics anyway. Why am I wasting
This
that?
is like prime Curtis comic topic. So
Ugh.
at work, the people I work with play PC video games. And they were talking about how they've spent a significant amount of money on PCs. And I was like, oh, I have friends that play. And they were like, you don't play video games? And I was like, no. And they were like, you're tech. Like, you would think you'd play video games. And I was like, the last thing I want to do is play video games. Fast forward, this guy has a PC mounted on his wall. Like, mounted.
Ooh.
Like a TV on his wall. And he was like, well, I had...
It's an open face one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a beauty, don't get me wrong. But I was like, why would you put that up there? And then he was like, I built that myself, and it's just a pain in the butt to maintenance. So he's keeping that on his wall as artwork. And then he bought himself a new PC for Christmas. But I was like,
I mean, my one friend
I
that
do not play video games.
yeah, my work friend, who we don't work at the same company, but he's my work friend.
Because that makes sense.
He's the one I talk to during work. Because while I work, I don't want to just work in silence, so I talk to somebody. It's like I'm in the office. Train of thought. Yes, he upgraded his computer, and then for Christmas / her birthday, he bought his fiance a computer and built that for her because she plays some games, and then she wants to play some other games, so she has a nice computer now.
Yeah.
And she was learning to play some games tonight.
I just like have
She's been playing the new Harry Potter game.
That would be the one game I would play. I'm the worst. They were like, why don't you play video games? And I was trying to explain that, like, my hand-eye coordination for both my hands doesn't work. I can't even play a video game and use, like, I have to look at my keyboard. What is it? The WASD keys to do up, down, side to side. My brain can't comprehend doing that with my fingers. Or, like, when you're using a gaming controller, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that my left hand can do one thing that my right hand's not doing.
I would love to see you play a fighting game.
I was actually thinking about this the other day. No. I was actually thinking about this the other day. So, this is going to be a really...
See, but if you play video games, it trains your hand-eye coordination. I said if you play video games, it trains your hand-eye coordination.
No. So when I was younger, my parents, I had to have been, I would say 11. I was at the age that you'd like enter your bratty teenage years, and my parents hyped up
Uh-huh.
for like 3 weeks that they were like, "We got you girls the best Christmas present. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be the best thing in the world." And it was this huge Christmas box. They put it in front of the Christmas tree like the first week of December, and then it was like 3 days before Christmas. My parents were like, "We're gonna let you open it." There's a family video. It haunts me to this day. My dad's recording, and we're all ripping the box open, and it's Guitar Hero, like the full set. And I stormed out of the room hysterically crying because I'm so bad at all video games. And I watched the video and I'm like, Jenna, you are such a brat. I I can proudly say I've never played Guitar Hero once. I've never played. I was
Oh.
good at like Mario Brothers thing because I played it forever, but like no, video games were my ultimate despise.
Okay. Then you just need to play a different type of game.
I just like they don't hold my attention for long enough. I'm like, ugh,
Do you like board games?
no.
What? Why are we friends?
I'm the worst.
You don't like anything. I can't suggest movies. I can't suggest TV shows. I can't suggest books. I can't suggest games.
I oh, so then leeway into the comics conversation. Everyone I work with keeps recommending me movies. What is it? Is it
Mm-hmm.
Borat? What is that movie?
Borat.
Borat. So they kept bringing it up in a
Yeah,
meeting,
Borat.
and I would just sit there
Borat.
and smile and nod my head and like, smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. So, um, when they said, my friend said, "Oh, you had to have seen that movie," and I was like, "No, I've never seen it." So then we're like, "We need to pause this right now, and you need to pull up the trailer so she could see it." And then everyone kept recommending me movies, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll add it to the list." And then every movie they recommended me was a comedy, and I was like, I got to my final draw, and we were standing at our desk gossiping, and they were like, "Wow, watch this movie too." And I stood up and I was like, "Guys, I don't like comedy movies." And they were like, "What do you mean that you don't like comedy movies? They're classics. They're this. They're this." I pinpointed in that moment the first comedy movie that I watched that I realized that I didn't like comedy, and then they all started calling me a child. Did you ever watch the first Anchorman?
I did. I watched it like
I think
over the
I think
summer.
it was the first one. If it wasn't the first, it was the second. Whatever one came out when we were in middle school, I watched it and I hated comedy ever after that. I was like, this is so stupid. I feel like I'm losing brain cells, and that's the moment everything changed. But then I was like, when they were like, well, what comedy movies did you like? And I was like, I've never liked comedy. I can't name one comedy movie that like stands out that I like. And then when I brought up the Anchorman thing, I was like, when it came out when I was in middle school, and they were like, you're making yourself seem so young, because for them, Anchorman came out not long ago.
I mean, I did the same thing on at our holiday party. They my our big boss was like, "Oh yeah, I was the pong queen of my sorority in 1998," and they were all like, it was my team down there by her, and at the one end of the table, and they were like, "Oh, I was doing this in 1998," or "I was like 2 years old in 1998," and I was like, "You guys were born in 1998?" Only one person heard me, and she was a senior when we were freshmen in high school. And she turns, looks at me, and she starts laughing. And she goes, "I forget how young you are."
Yeah, it's like a common thing. Or
My response to that was, "Young, we were in high school at the same time."
4 years is a long time.
Hey, it's like 3.5.
Mm.
Granted, she's married,
Oh, that
um,
scares me.
and planning kids at some point, and I'm in my basement. Anyway, yeah, no,
That's me. That's
like I
me in
want to
my.
get you to play games
No.
because I just think it'd be fun.
I also have like major anger issues, and I feel like you know this. I'm also severely competitive. These are all like chronic
Well, I'm
illnesses that
not.
equal to bad gaming.
No, you'd be surprised. It's kind of the majority of people that you'll play against. Um, but no, I just wouldn't put you in those games. They're not all against other people. There's like fun little games like
I played Sims once and I hated it and I paid like $15 for it.
all right, I don't like The Sims either, so we're fine on that. I was gonna say board games because I can recommend you like a strategy game where you don't have
I
to
feel like I sound like such a
put
party
like
pooper,
move.
but last time I played Monopoly, um, so my dad's really good at Monopoly, and I know there's no way of like quote unquote being good, but he is phenomenal. And last time I played Monopoly, my dad he bought Cheyenne he bought my younger sister out, and then he came after all of my stuff, and I ended up flipping the board. Like I was like, "F this game," and flipped the whole board, and then I had to clean it up. But
All right, so what about something like putt putt?
I hate mini golf. I'm I'm such a party
No, no,
pooper.
putt putt's a car.
I would pay. What is that new movie? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to Google it. It's on Netflix. It's about the racing game.
Gran Turismo?
Yes, I would play Gran
Oh, I
Turismo.
love that movie. That's something I've wanted to bring
I
up
would
that
play
I keep forgetting about.
Turismo. I love F1. I'm
Well,
addicted.
you'd have to buy a PlayStation, but if you got it on PC, you, me, and the other guy could play it together. My work friend
But
could
I
play
don't
it
have a
together.
vroom vroom steering
Um,
wheel.
I have a vroom vroom steering wheel.
They're expensive too. I'm not buying a vroom vroom steering wheel.
They're like $300. Yeah, I know. Um, I started playing this game the other day. Japanese Drift Simulator. It's
Oh
a
jeez.
great game. Um, I'm really excited for the full game to come out, so that way there's more stuff, and I can learn to drift in that game, so I can learn to drift in other games is my whole goal because I like drifting. But anyway, no, the Gran Turismo movie is one of like my top movies in recent years.
Really? I didn't finish
Like
it.
I love it. Yeah,
I
no, I love it. It is such a good
I had to
movie.
turn it off because um I was watching it down south.
Spoiler alert. At which part?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I'm like a decent the way through. One sec, I can pull it up.
Hmm.
I had to turn it off because it was like we were celebrating Christmas down there, so we turned a Christmas movie on.
Mm.
But it was a really, really good movie. Oh, I have 41 minutes left.
You're gonna need to tell me what's happened at this point. That means nothing
Yeah,
to
I
me.
don't know. But I think it was a good movie.
It is so good. Um, when I watched that movie, now, granted, I'm an emotional wreck. I didn't cry, but
In the
you know,
famous words
I
of Andrew Tate, I didn't cry, but my eyes definitely leaked.
no, mine didn't definitely leak. I got that like, man, what is this? Um, and then at the end of it, I was like so invested in it that like afterwards, I just felt like emotionally empty.
Really?
I mean, granted, I had been like on some stuff, not drugs. That sounds wrong.
On
Not
some
on
stuff.
anything, but like mentally
Mhm.
on some stuff. And at the end of it, I just felt like numb. That's the word I was looking for. I felt numb.
At the end?
Yeah.
Can you don't spoil how it ends. I'm going to have to watch the ending now.
I mean, how do you think it ends?
Well, I know he
Um,
doesn't make it to F1.
he's not in F1. This is not an F1 circuit.
He makes it to F2.
No, he's not in the F circuit
Yes,
at
he
all.
is.
He's not in the Formula circuit.
Google it. Yes, he is.
I do not. There's no way he's in the
What
Formula
was his
circuit.
name?
My mom came downstairs. Jan Martinborough. He raced in GT. Or no, that's
Japanese
Gran Turismo.
Formula
What did he race in?
3.
Oh, was it Formula
Yeah,
3?
he made it to the F Series.
Oh, I didn't even know he made it to the F Series. Anyway, shows you what I know. Um, but yeah, it's just about him in GP3, I think.
Oh.
Or GT4, I think is where he started. But the movie doesn't go up to F. It's just about like his start in racing. Um, I'm gonna say it's not a bad ending. I don't think that's a spoiler. Like the movie ends well. Like it's wrapped up nicely,
Yeah.
but I just felt numb. Maybe it's because they didn't do like a where are they now thing. But I just it
I
ended.
didn't realize how hard it
I
was
felt
to get
numb.
into F1.
Oh yeah.
Like you watch that and you're like, "Oh, he looks so good." And then you look at like the present day F1 and it's like what is it? 21 cars and
Mhm.
the people that win F2 series, I think it's 3 consecutive F2 series drivers that won the championship haven't even made it to
Mhm.
F1.
Yeah. I mean it's a different sport.
Yeah, it's
I played F122 and it is I drove both F1 and F2 cars and it is wild. Not that it's anything comparable because I have a screen and then a like a starter wheel basically. But it's hard.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, it's a great movie. I highly recommend finishing it. Um, man, I just want to know what happened so I can know where you're at. Because 41 minutes means nothing to me. And I did want to pull it up on Netflix because I don't want to pull up on Netflix. I'm watching. Uh, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is also on Netflix now. So another good movie. 41 minutes left. It should be about here. Okay, so you're after the crash.
Yes.
Okay, okay, that was more where I was wondering where you were at. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that part going forward was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I turned it on randomly. I liked that show. I don't know. I think I said it I think I said it last week or 2 weeks ago. My brain is just so wrapped up in like the book world where you're the whole world is made up in your brain that I'm having a hard time
Mhm.
watching movies and staying focused cuz I also think in the book world the books I read are like 600 pages, so if I get tired of reading or watching or listen like do whatever I'm doing to and like read the book, um
Uh-huh.
like I can pause it and walk away and I know I'm not jipping it. I feel like with movies you have to sit down and watch it for 2.5 hours, and like the minute you pull up your phone to multitask or do something else, you can't understand, you have to re-go back, you have to, it's like this whole process, whereas if, like I'm just wrapped up in the book world. I think that's the hard part
All
of
right.
movies right now.
I got games for you then. Visual novels. And anybody that knows what I'm talking about is going to ask me why, and I'm not recommending those ones. I'm just recommending the genre.
Hmm.
It's a game. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure game.
Did you ever read those books when you were kids? Well, you probably read the
I
Goosebumps
did not.
books, but they were like the
I did
choose
not
your.
read
Oh,
Goosebumps.
really? They were choose your own path Goosebumps books. That's
Yeah.
like the third time they got brought up in the past 2 weeks.
No. Hmm. No, I didn't play it. I didn't read Choose Your Own Adventure or Goosebumps.
Oh, they're good.
I was never a huge fan of Goosebumps. I was never a fan of scary stories.
Really?
Yeah. I still don't like horror movies.
I also don't like horror movies, but I read Goosebumps because I had to read them for class when I was in like third grade.
Ah. Yeah, no, we didn't read any of those books. I did read one that I think got a sequel. This one comes up in my head every now and then. It was this really weird story about kids from an orphanage who escaped the orphanage and were living on the streets, but they were hunting down these like cats that no one could see unless you were about to die, and everyone thought they were killing people, but they weren't.
What the heck?
Um,
Are you.
yeah, they were just taking pain away. So like, there's this whole organization that's like trying to capture them, and they were trying to like take care of them too, like get rid of them too, and then they learn what they're actually doing, like taking pain away, not killing people, and then they swap and they're trying to help the cat, and I don't remember the name of it.
Interesting.
Wait, hold on, maybe I do. It's called The Supernaturalist.
Hmm. Never heard of it.
No, there's plans outlined for a sequel called The Supernaturalist 2. But the book is from 2004.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe this isn't the right movie, the right book. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this is the right one. It's absolutely the right book.
I didn't reach my reading goal that I set this year on
Me
Goodreads.
neither.
I set 50 books, which I understand the idea of rereading a book shouldn't count as you reading it, but
Hmm.
I reread 15 books this year. So it says right now that I'm at 45 books read, but I'm actually at 60 because I've reread 15, but they're not counted towards my reading goal.
I I have not read. I think I've read 2 books this year.
This year,
Yeah.
2? I
Yeah.
read 2 books
Maybe
this
3.
week.
I don't read much. Like unless I'm on a trip, I don't read
Oh,
much.
I read like multiple times a day.
Yeah, no, I don't. I have currently 3 books that I got from my um, subscription boxes for the year, plus like a little novella, and then I have another book that is a sequel to another book that I finished this year. So I have 4 books and a novella. Novella would take me like a day to read.
Interesting.
Oh wait, did I read more? I might have read another novella. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, my friends are in another Discord watching the Winnie the Pooh movie.
What?
What?
Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, you know who Winnie the Pooh is,
Is
right?
it Winnie the Pooh or is it Finding Mr. Rogers
No,
or
it's
Finding.
it's Christopher Robin.
Yes.
Well, yeah, whatever that movie is.
It's not Winnie the Pooh.
It's about Winnie the Pooh.
I'm one second. I'm googling.
Christopher Robin is the kid from Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, but it's not like it's the modern day one.
Yeah, but it's got Winnie the Pooh in it and Piglet. I watched the trailers. Are you talking about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey?
No, I don't know what I'm thinking about. My brain is not working right now.
Have you seen anything on Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey?
No.
I just want you to look it up.
Is it this? Is it a scary movie, Curtis?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is a
Then
scary
no, I'm
movie.
not looking it up. I wasn't a Winnie the Pooh kid. I don't like me. We talk about it in my house all the time. Like we weren't, which it makes sense to me now, but we weren't like movie kids and we weren't TV kids.
Yeah.
I was like the play outside on a pile of a dirt kid.
We played outside a lot as kids,
Or like we had
but
DS's when I was little. Like we didn't do. I played like
I
my
loved
childhood
my
consisted
DS.
of Just Dance,
Uh-huh.
Mario Brothers,
Uh-huh.
like the Super Mario Brothers and Mario Kart, and DS's, and that was like my childhood. And then everything else was outside. Like we had pogo sticks and basketballs, and we would dig in holes when we were really
Oh, I
little.
was never allowed on a pogo stick.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
My mom thought I'd break my ankle.
Hmm. I hope
I
not.
miss my DS. I miss games on my DS. I might have to get that out so I can play a game. Because they're never going to make another one. Alright. I'm just going to say, I like Pokemon Ranger, which is basically just Pokemon, but it's not because you have to like circle the Pokemon on like the touchscreen of the DS, like you're capturing it. And they have never made more.
The only game I can
Even with the
remember on a
Switch that
DS is Mario Kart.
I have I have so many DS games.
I don't remember any of them.
We also didn't play the same game, so it's not surprising.
Yeah.
But just so badly want another one of those games, and I know it's never going to happen, and it hurts every time I think about it.
Yeah. Do you got anything else to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
Me either.
I am going to write down notes though the next time I think of that one topic that I can't think of.
Yeah, do. Okay, you can close today's episode out because I did last week and I did a terrible
Okay.
job.
Yeah, let's see. What did we learn this week?
Honestly, we spent
We
like
learned
45 minutes talking about our days of the week.
we did. Well, that's what we normally do though.
True.
It evolves into other topics. We learned that what did we learn? I remember what we learned. Um,
We learned that you should take your PTO, and that
yep, use PTO.
it's super important that you give your brain a rest.
I don't know what
We
that means.
yeah, we can tell. Um, we learned um um there were
What do we talk
I
about?
feel like there were a lot of good topics too, and my brain is
There
just
were.
not working.
We learned that you're really bad about not telling people about a podcast.
I know.
Um,
It's fine.
we learned that you really don't like video games, even though you
Yeah.
work in tech.
No,
Um,
okay. I would like to defend the point of I respect video games and I respect people that play video games. I just don't like video games because I'm not talented enough to multitask. That's what we learned. Um, and then one more
I don't
thing.
think you understand. Like, I just want you to play video games even more now.
No.
Well, listen, we'll play FPS chess. All right, super simple game. It's just chess.
No, thank you. I'm not
We're
good
having
at
fun.
chess either. And then we also learned there was something between that.
Yeah, there was. We took like the 20 minutes to explain my car getting hit. It wasn't 20 minutes, like 10 minutes. Um, we talked about why the podcast again.
What was my Monday?
Not making sure you take care of yourself.
That's okay. Cue back to cutting into this. Um, we learned that this time of the year, it's hard to
All time
ensure.
of the year. All
No,
times of the year.
it is all times of the year, but specifically the next 2 weeks, it's hard to make sure that you're doing everything right to feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
and that we are
Yeah.
not. Boom. There's our three
Not
things
at
closing.
all. All right.
Okay.
Because comedy works in threes.
I don't know what that means, but I just prefer threes.
Everything works in threes. Witchcraft, comedy.
Witchcraft.
You've never heard that?
No.
Ugh.